imagine what would happen if one day you saw your reflection in a woman, and she smiles at you, but you were never smiling. This movie is not just a psychological horror movie. It is a mysterious journey between reality and nightmares. Prepare yourself on Maudie. Try a scary experience that makes you think, see, what may we know ourselves? All this and more we will see the movie Woka or Any. The story of the film begins, or after some time it turns into twins and hisses. We move to a structure named Maria, and who is introverted and never talk, and she was eating her father and mother, and the father shows that he is in control, too much. And Hannah is looking at school in the door of the house. She meets her friend whose name is Layla, and who is the opposite of her personality. She is bold and comfortable. They get on the bus together. Or then one of the boys annoys Maria, as she does not say anything about him. And in the skating hall, Layla leaves her and goes her lover. And Maria stays with someone else, and at dinner her mother tells her, "What do you think? I will introduce you to a boy who likes you." She tells her that I'm not going to the party at all, and she got angry with him and went up and scattered. On the stairs, she hears her father telling her mother that Maria is very isolated, and even friends don't have, and she will enter Omar al-Thamash, and she never knew the guy. And its weight is dull day after day because when do you eat well? When Maria hears this thing, she goes up to the room, and she had a habit of settling it. When you are angry, that she radiates the hair of her eyebrows, or the mirror station is a picture. And when you pull it, you see the picture of the sonar that the twins have. Or then she's coming to swim and see. She smiles in the mirror and is afraid and sits at the table. And whoever comes back wipes the mirror. Go back and see the same thing. She freaks out and runs to her room. On the second day of the morning, she goes down to Ahmad, telling her father what happened. But her father interrupts her, and he tells her that you show what you slept at night. You must care about your appearance more and more, and go up and make up for your face and for whom. Her mother wants to ask her what happened to her husband, who gives her knowledge. Maria goes and arranges herself and was afraid of the mirror. But this strange structure seemed to move without paying attention. Maria God. When she came out of the house, she saw the boy who was bothering her, and he was waiting for the bus. Layla comes to her or takes her in her new car, and they seem to pass by Layla's lover, whose name is Sean. And Maria keeps following them with envy. Or at school, one of the boys trips her while she walks. And when he expected, how would he come and help her and ask her? And he says to her, "You are hurt." She tells him no, and she seemed to rejoice in his interest in her. Or at night, you go to the mirror and tell her that I know that you are not real, and I'm just coming to imagine you. But she answers her and tells her that I have been with you for a long time, and in every mirror you see yourself, you will tell me there. Maria tells her, "Why do you look like me?" She answers her and tells her, "What exactly are you going to see?" Or Maria tells her that you are so beautiful, and ask her and tell her, "What is your name?" And she answers her and tells her, "My name is Erdem, and we are really beautiful." Maria is happy because her confidence has increased. She decided he considered her a friend of God. On the second day of the morning, Maria cares more and more about her shape, and her family are surprised by the sudden change. Or Maria tells them, "I decided to attend the party." Her family is rejoicing. They want her to mix with students or school, Layla. And how do they say to God, "If you want us, we can teach you to skate"? And Maria tells them that today I have a date, my father, and she tells them to leave it on Baker. And Hannah is going to the clinic of her father, who was a plastic doctor. She was waiting for him. You see a lady who is Al Rabla, and she knows that they have something, and she knew that he is her mother's Dakin, and those who complete go to the cinema together. And there you see the boy who was harassing Fiji and greeting her father, and she seemed to be bothering him as a hobby or in the car. Her father tells her, "I will give you an early gift for your birthday, and the one who is after 2 months, come early to the clinic on the mod to take it." And indeed she rejoices. And when you go to talk, Erdem in the mirror, and whoever tells her that your father sees you as a disgrace to the family, he never cares about you. But Maria tells her it's not true. When he is early, he will give me a car gift, because he knows the bus is annoying to me. And the second day, when her father goes to the clinic, he takes her in front of the mirror. He says to her, "I know that you are ashamed of the shape of your ear. I will do you a plastic surgery. I will also do a plastic surgery for you. This is a gift for your birthday." And she grieves every hobby. When he asks her and says to her, "You agree?" she answers him and tells him that I agree. But when it comes out, you keep crying in front of the mirror or at night. Jordan says that he is really what cares about me and what loves me. But my mother reflected his interest, and my mother cared about me and loved me. Erdem tells her, "It's your mother. You can't do anything without his approval, so that you can leave it on a second build mode." Here he starts laughing together, and in the meantime, her mother, she asks her and tells her, "You and who are you from?" Maria tells her I remembered something and I started talking and myself. Or her mother keeps running around in the bathroom because she expected to take something she didn't get everything forbidden. So she goes and says to her husband while she was afraid, and she was screaming. And her father says to her, "We know that Maria has problems. And you don't get nervous." He guides her and gives her treatment. His wife tells him dreams are coming back. And he reassures her and tells her that she will go back and go again. On the second day of the morning, Maria goes, and her friend Layla is far away from Maud. Learn it to ski. But Layla leaves. Maria signs and does not accept her obligation. And she tells her that he is my friend and stay away from him better. And she left it and went. Or then Maria goes to tell the Jordan that happened. And she was so sad and crying. She tells her that she has long loved you and does not consider you her friend. And she starts reminding her of all Layla's mistakes. And to her from when they were children. Or then, she tells her that I can rid you of all your pain and solve your problems. But of course, if you allow me to do this thing, but keep your hands on the mirror. And at the last moment, her mother shouts to her and interrupts her. So who does she go to? Her mother tells her that I bring you a gift. What is a dress for the party? She wears it and goes to the party that happened in the skating hall. Or Maria encourages and enters the ice and starts dancing, O Alshon. And when Layla sees them, she comes to them. Funana Maria signs to the ground. Or the boy who was bothering her comes. He extends his hand to her on Maud. Help her stop. Or the first time you need his hand, he pulls it on the ice in front of the rest of the students. At her. Or no one else helped her. She comes out crying from the party and goes to the mirror. And she says to Jordan, "Come and help me." She tells her to keep your hands on the mirror. Here they swap places. Farden felt happy because she was finally liberated. She stayed at home and smoked a hobby. And in the meantime, her mother Jay has nightmares about the day she was born. On the second morning, she tells her mother that I am hungry and I want to eat. And her mother is surprised because she usually does not eat. As for school, the boy and his friends start laughing at what they did at the party. You approach him and tell him that I know that you like me, and you can't reach me, you're coming to behave in this way. And he remains surprised and clear of her behavior. When he sees her and asks her and says to her, "What did you tell him?" And you let him be afraid. You tell him the whole thing. And Hannah, how are you laughing at her? Or then Layla comes and apologizes to her. She tells her, "Why is it what happened, and I hope you don't leave me. And go back and train to ski. Let's be surprised and tell her, why do you want to ski?" And the party is basically over. She answers her and tells her, "Because I want to learn to him." And then she goes to her father's clinic, who is shocked by her. Faboha tells her, "Why did you come? Is it possible that we have a date and I forgot it?" She says, "No, I just missed you and came to Maud to see you." Her father remains surprised by her until she appears. And Hannah's calling from the secretary's office on the lady who saw her and her father. You tell her you have a noon appointment at the clinic. At the same time, a secretary tells me that my father said, "Let me," and she tells her that he comes to the clinic at noon on Mode. They go to a romantic lunch together, and when his secretary calls her mother is happy. Everything is a hobby, and she brought herself. So here are two of them, connect to the elevator at the same time. And the lady does not know that she is the doctor's wife. She tells her this is the doctor's favorite shirt. Or at night for those who eat, her mother, who was collapsed and sad, asks her and tells her, "Where is my father?" The mother answered her and told her that he had a job and would be late. Fardam tells her, "Why don't you miss the truth? And that your marriage collapses. And if he is in fact not at work but rather betrays you." The mother is shocked and hits her in the palm, but she apologizes to her quickly. Fardam gets up and goes to the bathroom. And Hannah Maria is the one who was behind the mirror and says to her, "Why are you like this, my mother?" Fardam tells her she deserves this thing. Do you know what will happen? But she's silent. And everyone must be punished for mistakes other than them. Maria is fanatical and asks her and tells her any mistakes. And for the sake of me, but Erdem tells her not to think or resist the issue. And a second she goes and trains to ski alone. And then she followed Layla and the rest of the students when they skated. The boy here comes to her and tells her, "You are finished." She's been waiting for him. And when he sees her alone, the lights turn off, he joins her to the bathrooms. And Hannah is surprised behind him, and the blow to his neck breaks it. And in a second, Layla to the isolated ski place. Or Layla is surprised when she sees her know how to skate. Or then Layla begins to make difficult moves on a mod that challenges her. But Erdem imitates her. Simply limit the last move you settle and sign on the ground. And for those who expect her to be loyal to Layla with her looks, she fears Let's start running on a mod to run away from her. Wardem dates to catch up to some extent. Layla gets nervous and stumbles, so her head looks at the ice and dies. And Hannah Erdem calls the police in a terrifying voice and says, "For them I need help, it became an accident and my friend got hurt." Or after the police investigate, and she enters the bathroom, Maria was behind the mirror crying and screaming and telling her, Why did you push her? Ardem tells her accidents will happen, and I didn't touch it in the first place. As for you, inside you do not wish that she would come back, and that I am fulfilling your wishes. Maria begs her and tells her, please look for it from Nana or go back to your place. But she ignores her and goes, or when you are determined, do you see how? But when his police keep yelling to her, she comes out quickly or on the road, how are you? He stops her and tells her that I know you are sad like me. She hugs him, or then at night you go home to him, or you start getting close to him, and their data becomes a relationship. Or in a second time, she and her father were dining together in a restaurant. Her father is surprised by the food she is ordering. He asks her and tells her you are fine, or maybe you have problems because of what happened and your friend. But she tells him that I don't want anything. He seems surprised by her, and Hannah asks him and tells him, why don't you come home? He tells her that there are complex problems between me and your mother. Hannah is smiling and telling him, sure, you can solve them. Or then she starts eating strangely and smudges her face. So they get angry at her and scream and say to her, arrange yourself. And when she refuses, she keeps smiling strangely. And her father sees her shape on the camera and says trying to turn out strong, but actually you're pathetic. So arrange yourself and sit better. And she does what he said, but she is intolerant of everything. On the second day, she and how do they get out of class and go to her house? And who do you see? And her mother is surprised, so you ask them and tell them, why are you fleeing from? But Erdem tells her not to enter and go back to sleep. They go to her room, or after a while when they were on their way to school together, she tells him, what do you think today we will be gone? But how do you tell her that I have an exam after 2 hours? She convinces him that they go to another place or go back to school, and indeed he agrees and they go to a remote hotel. There is the boy's mother calling him. You tell him the police want you on mode, asking you some questions. Or for those who say, Jordan, let's go. She doesn't accept and she tells him, why do you want to go? We have nothing to say to the police. He tells her we have to help them with the case. And when you get close to him, he pays. On the ground and ask her, why are you coming to evade the police? Just what do you answer? He leaves her, or he wanted to see, but she removes a bottle or hits him on the head and kills him. She keeps crying until she goes to the bathroom, and Maria was so sad and crying hobby. And she was hitting a mirror on Ahmad looking at her, but Erdem ignores her and she and Maria remain together. And then at night she comes out of the hotel, and there we see her mother while she is coming to dream of a day. Her habit when she was bleeding, she was asking her husband to see the baby, and she asks him and says to him, why can't we simply love her? But her husband tells her the baby is deformed, and decides to get rid of her, and mother Hanana remains. She cries for her daughter when she sees her buried in snow. In the meantime, Erdem goes to her father's clinic, who was alone in it. Or when he sees her at the door, he is surprised. She makes herself tired because she has a hobby mustache, and Hannah is removing her and taking her inside the clinic. She asks from him and tells him to pocket me. Hanana expects it on her clothes, and when her father comes back and sees her without clothes, she asks him and tells him that I am beautiful. He says to her, sure, you are beautiful and put your clothes back on. But she ignores him and tells him, if I'm deformed, will you love me? Fanana is shocked by her or after her. The scalpel of the operations are stabbing him in the neck, so her father fell and died. And when you go to the bathroom on Maud, you see Maria, or you keep shouting to her while she cries. But Maria never looks out, so here she wears and goes home. Her mother was sleeping alone. She sleeps in her lap, and we understand. The movie ended with a mysterious scene, so it becomes unclear. Or did Erdem become the dominant figure forever? And this thing that left him leaves the viewer with questions about the truth behind the identity of the girl who stayed and will be the end of the movie.